fellow Star Wars nerds, and welcome to Unlimited Content, the podcast where two brothers and a sister talk about all of Star Wars film and TV in chronological order on the internet as an excuse to hang out more. We're your hosts, Sam and Jack, and this week we're talking about the Clone Wars, Season 3, Episode 2, ARC Troopers, Jack and Grace! How y'all doing?
Hello! Oh my gosh!
There's another sibling here!
What?
What?
Oh my gosh!
How's it going, Gracie?
It's good, I'm chilling.
Grace, this is the first time you've ever listened to our podcast.
Canonically, this is
We
the
declared
first
it to be so that's the case. Yeah. But actually, no, this is the first time Gracie's been on as, like, a solo guest. She was on our live, quote-unquote, episode that we did at home when everybody was there. But she has not been a proper guest yet, so that's exciting. We have Gracie here. Welcome, Gracie.
Hello!
How are you feeling today?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm chilling.
Cool. I'm glad that you're feeling good. I'm not feeling so great. You know why, Sam?
Why?
Because I always have so many bills to pay.
These crippling debts we have.
Yeah. All these debts of credits and other fictional currencies that we really need to pay, or the Star Wars Mafia is going to come get us. Conja Club's going to come get us, or whatever.
The Conja Club.
One of those. Tell that to Conja Club. Anyway. So, luckily, though, we have sponsors.
It's Grace.
To pay for all of our unlimited bills.
It's me. I'm the sponsor.
It's Gracie's our sponsor. Yeah, no. This week's episode of Unlimited Content is brought to you by Ducks.
Yay!
Ducks.
Yeah, this week's brought to you by Ducks. Gracie and I have a thing about ducks. We have I would say that probably 90% of our communication is sending each other Instagram reels of ducks.
Very, very true.
So yeah, Gracie for Christmas got me that little duck lamp thing, little soft rubber ducky looking lamp.
Yeah. Wait, what does it look like?
Yeah.
What does it look like? Show me.
Give me 10 seconds.
Ah! Sam, you can say whatever you want about Jack right now, and he's never gonna know.
Wow.
It's not like we're being recorded or anything.
Jack is what I learned in boating school is blankety blank.
Alright, back up. Anyway, here's the top.
Ooh.
Here's. He lights up. He's a light.
We got Marion a duck lamp very similar to that one, except it's laying on its side, and you pat its butt to turn it on.
That's
I also saw that one at the store that I got.
Oh yeah,
at.
really?
They were out of that one.
Oh, yeah. Well, this one's good too. I like this one.
Yeah, they had a few different options for duck lamps.
Yes.
That's the whole reason I asked, because I wanted to see if it's the same one as Marion's. It's not.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's very soft though. It's very soft.
Yeah,
and it has a nice light.
Nice silicone kind of, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Glowing orb of duck.
Yeah, the evil glowing dorb of uck. Yes.
You have to censor that.
Oh, uck. All right. But yeah, so this week's episode is sponsored by Ducks because of our Gracie and I's relationship being predicated largely on the existence of ducks and duck videos.
I do.
Yeah.
I do like ducks. They're very tasty.
I've had duck once before. I went to a hot pot place.
Ooh.
Like a Chinese
Neat.
in San Francisco, and I had duck, and I was like, "This tastes good. It's duck. It's bird."
I feel like I had duck in Minnesota. I feel like I had duck in Minnesota. It was like a stew. It was yummy.
Quality Minnesota duck.
I've never eaten duck before.
That's what they're known for.
Saw that before.
Anyway,
Grace Face.
Thank you to our sponsor, Ducks, for sponsoring this episode. Yeah, Gracie is here.
Hello.
How's your week been, Gracie? You've had a week.
I have had a week. I had lots of things going on, including my birthday and Valentine's Day.
Indeed.
Ooh.
And birthday was chill. It was on a Tuesday, and so I didn't do a whole lot. Although my lovely, lovely boyfriend got me this sweater that I'm wearing right now that says, "I am very sleepy, but I'm being very brave about it."
It's true. She's both sleepy and brave.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
I'm proud of you.
That is very true, honestly. The life of a college student.
Been there.
And then so true. And then for Valentine's Day, Alec and I went to Olive Garden.
Nice.
Were you family? Were you family there?
When you're
You are not the first person who have asked me that.
when you're family, you're here.
One of my
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, my boss asked me that the other day as well.
Amazing.
But yeah, we had this amazing cake at Olive Garden that was like, they call it the chocolate lasagna.
Oh, I've had that. It's very yummy.
And it's so good.
Is it?
It's a cube. So Alec and I were just
shaped foods.
Alec and I were just calling it a Minecraft cake. It just looked like a Minecraft block.
Excellent.
It's amazing.
And it was so good. Oh my gosh.
It sounds good.
It does sound
So
Delish.
we did have to wait 2 hours because it was Valentine's Day.
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
So I like got in line online before we even left. We left an hour later. We still had an hour to wait.
Mm-hmm.
So we just went over to the Sprouts that's in the same parking lot and just wandered around.
Excellent.
well done.
And yeah, and eventually we got our table and had a lovely, lovely dinner.
Yay!
Yum.
So yeah.
And ate my
That's
cake.
good.
So true.
Yes.
So
Well,
And then,
happy Borfentine's Day, Graceface.
Yes, happy Borfentine.
gotta say, I've never heard that one, and I like
That's,
it.
yeah, the name of this episode potentially could be Happy Borfentine's Day. Speaking of which, Gracie and I hung out yesterday too, because
Ooh.
first of all, Gracie and I are together in person right now. Because we both live in
Yay.
Austin. So this is the first time we've had a guest where we weren't in 3 separate places. It's the first time when we've had 2 people
Or
in
no
location,
separate places.
So that's or what?
Or no separate places.
Oh, that's true. We were in one location once, all of us. But
Yes.
yeah, you know what I mean.
I do.
Anyway, yeah. So Gracie and I spent most of yesterday afternoon and all of yesterday evening hanging out and doing stuff. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of ducks, do you want to tell the folks what I got you, Gracie?
Okay, so for my birthday, Jack got me a stuffed duck. It's really soft. It's really cute. His name is Denny.
Mm.
Denny the
Spelled
duck.
Dennie.
Oh, okay.
That's just the name he came with.
Get it right.
Okay.
So you gotta spell it right.
Is it short for Dennis or Dennis Quaid or
That's up to
something
you.
else?
That's up to Gracie, I think. That's the deep lore that Gracie gets to come up with.
I think I have to get to know him better.
Okay.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I'll report back, I guess.
Good. Let the relationship mature a little bit before you ask last names.
Yeah. And then Jack also got me a duck call, like a wooden duck call.
That's wow. You guys are really leaning into this duck thing.
Very much so.
So I was trying to find I wanted to get because she gave me a duck gift and I was like, okay, I need to get her a duck gift now. And I was trying to figure out what specific. My first idea was to get a duck lamp that was larger than this one. Just find another duck lamp, but a bigger one. And I was not able to do that. So I looked around at a few different places, and I went to a toy store here called Toy Joy, which is delightful. There's a few different locations, but I went to the one on Burnett, and it's delightful and amazing and neon colored and full of amazing toys and things. And I found the duck plushie there, and I was like, I could get her this, but I feel like that's kind of it's one small thing, which is fine, but I wanted to be more special than just I wanted to be interesting in some way. And I was and then I found the duck call, and I was like, oh, yes, this is a good combo gift. I like this. This works. But
I still have not figured out how to use the duck call.
yeah, apparently it's hard. I assumed when I got it for that it was going to be just you blow into it and it makes a duck noise. But no, it's there's a technique required.
I guess. I don't know. I looked up the toy itself from the company,
Mm-hmm.
and it just said yeah, just blow into it and make fun duck calls. And I'm like, that doesn't help me at all.
Have you tried blowing harder? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
I've tried blowing harder. I've tried blowing softer.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried...
Maybe you have to do a trumpet where your lips are together.
I've tried that too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a faulty product. I don't know.
I don't
Anyway.
know. I'm going to keep trying because I'm determined at this point.
Yes. I will update you regularly on the saga of Gracie and the duck call, and we'll find out.
Mm.
If she's able to conquer this challenge that I've unintentionally set for her. Anyway, let's see, what else did we do yesterday? I gave you that. We went to a place called Arcade UFO.
That looked really cool. That looked really super cool.
Awesome.
Tell the good people about it, because also tell me about it, because I want to know more.
Okay, so Arcade UFO is a Japanese style arcade. So it is like a bunch of most of the machines there are like Japanese machines, and they are mostly like fighting games and rhythm games. So like music based games or fighting games like Street Fighter or whatever. And they're all like Japanese arcades are pretty different from American arcades. Like most American arcades are mostly kind of older games at this point, and we don't get a ton of new stuff. Whereas the arcade scene in Japan is still fairly thriving, especially when it comes to fighting games and rhythm games. And like Japanese arcade cabinets are usually like sit down things. So it looks like a regular arcade cabinet, but it's like with a kind of a taller screen, but the whole thing is kind of further down, and there's like a stool in front of it, or a couple stools in front of it, so you can like actually sit down and play.
Oh, nice.
More convenient and nice. But yeah, I like had a list of things. I was like, Gracie, we could do any one of these things as like an activity, a fun activity for your birthday observed today. And I told her about Arcade UFO, and she was like, what?
Yeah, I love rhythm games so much.
Yes.
Like, I have high standards for rhythm games, and typically it's the Japanese games that meet my standards.
What was that one on the DS you play all the time?
Rhythm Heaven.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Rhythm Heaven's great.
Yeah, I grew up on Rhythm Heaven Fever, Rhythm Heaven for the 3DS.
Rhythm Heaven Super Ultra Mega Mix HD.
Yeah, Mega Mix was the 3DS one.
Did you do Rhythm Too Fast Too Furious? Was that one of them?
No, it wasn't.
Two Rhythm Too Furious.
Two Rhythm Too Furious.
Two Rhythm Too Heaven.
Rhythm Heaven 3 Tokyo Drift.
Yeah. And like that's been like those are like my childhood games, and then I at one point when I was a kid I got Project Mirai, Hatsune Miku Project Mirai on the 3DS. And that was the start of my love for Vocaloid.
She's all in on the Vocaloid now.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is Vocaloid?
Vocaloid is a how do I even explain
it is
this? It's kind
basically
of branched off.
Yeah, so Vocaloid is a Japanese. It's mainly a Japanese thing of simulated singers.
Yeah, so it's like
a virtual simulated voice that you can type, text into or whatever, and it sings. Hatsune Miku is the most well known of them. She's a virtual pop star in the same way that Gorillaz is a virtual band.
Yeah,
kind of a similar thing, except with this, it's she's
you
all
program her
synthesized,
voice,
and you program her, and so yeah. Anyway, yes, Vocaloid.
Yes.
There's a bunch of rhythm games that are Vocaloid themed, right?
Yeah. There's the main rhythm game for Vocaloid is called Project Diva, and with that, it's just you play along as if you're singing the song. You go along with the rhythm of the vocals, corresponding to the buttons that the game tells you to press. And it can get really, really hard. And those have been going on for 10 years, a little over 10 years. And there's also the little chibi version, which is Project Mirai, for the 3DS. And now there's another Vocaloid rhythm game called Project Sakai, which is on mobile, and it has the main 6 people call them the Kryptonloids because they are owned by the company Krypton. Yeah, no, there's a whole lot that goes into this.
The planet Superman's from.
Yeah, you got it.
Is Superman a Vocaloid? Is he one of the 6?
No, but I wouldn't be surprised if you found an Utau of Superman. But that's a whole other topic.
Yeah, I have no idea what that means. Let's move on before we
I could talk about Vocaloid for hours. There's so much. But yeah, ever since falling in love with Vocaloid and their rhythm games, I have just become obsessed with all these Japanese rhythm games. I love watching videos about them. and I finally got to try some yesterday at Arcade UFO. So I had a grand old time.
Yes, there were so many interesting rhythm games there. So there's one that's like, I think it's called Jubeat, Jubeat, and it is basically like it's like high speed rhythm based whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
Where like there's a grid of like 16 squares in a square formation, and each of them is a screen, and you hit them, but you have to hit them to the beat of the music, and they go very fast. Like I was like, it's deceptively hard. I was like, yeah, well, I'll try like on medium difficulty for our first try, and then I was like out of breath by the end of it. I was like,
we both were exhausted after one level.
It's intense.
That like it wasn't even the full song. These are all like cut versions for the game.
Yeah. So that was intense. They had one that was like. They had a couple that were like one that was basically Guitar Hero, but a different brand, and another one that was like basically like the drum set from Rock Band, but a different brand. They had one, I think the first one we played was like a piano game. It's basically like you have a keyboard in front of you that has like, like piano keys basically, but they're buttons. And then like there are notes coming down on the screen above the keyboard. And the idea is that you don't have to press specific keys, but you have to press like just generally like this area of keys or this area of keys. And there's like, combos where you have to like kind of do the thing where you slide your finger across the keyboard to like a glissando thing. And you have to do that sometimes. And
those were fun.
Yeah. That was also another like deceptively difficult game. Yeah. I watched Gracie play it and I was like, this looks fun. I feel like I could be good at this. And then I tried it and I was like, oh, this is
so hard.
You have to be very like you have to concentrate and you have to be very coordinated. And it's a lot.
Yeah.
And there was another game that was like that, except it was instead of a bunch of individual keys, it was like a long touchpad sort of thing. And Gracie played a Scatman song on it.
Nice.
Max,
what?
Hold on. We have a surprise guest appearance from Max Flores on the podcast. Hey, Max, how's it going?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Good. This is unprecedented.
Max isn't recording, so he's not going to be.
That's why we have Craig. It's fine.
Yeah, we have Craig.
Oh, that's so
He's
weird.
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry if I've only been paying half attention this whole time. I've been trying to like break Max into the podcast.
Yes.
Wait,
this is your doing?
Yes.
Wow.
Because this is our private audio channel, so I had to like figure out how to get Max on.
Yeah, to invite Max. Yeah, I saw him. He like joined the channel. I was like, "Oh, Max is here," and then he got on the audio call. I'm like, "Okay, all right." So, welcome Max back to Unlimited Content.
Hi.
Okay.
Thanks for having me again.
Surprise.
How are you doing, Max?
I'm good. I have zero context for whatever has been happening on this episode.
So, okay, actually, you came in at a good time because we did the intro. We talked about our sponsor, which is Ducks, by the way, and then. We were talking about just our week, and Gracie's birthday was this week, and Valentine's was this week, and then we got to what Gracie and I were doing yesterday to celebrate her birthday, belatedly, which is, we were in the middle of talking about Arcade UFO and all the different rhythm games we played.
Yes.
Max is also an aficionado for the rhythm game, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, you showed up, Max. You have to be in on this now. This is
Okay.
your doing.
Also, Max, you recognized one of the machines that was in the pictures that we sent you.
Yes.
In our sibling group chat.
I did, because I read the name on the cabinet.
Well, yeah, but you still knew what it was.
Yes, I did.
I had never heard of any of these rhythm games.
Me neither.
Before I got there, so I was impressed that you were like, ooh, I know that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one that Gracie played the Scatman John song.
It was fun. That one had like sensors where it could like see your hands. So there were some notes that usually the notes are like you have to like tap it on like the touchpad thing. But there were some notes where you had to like flick up, but instead of like sliding up like on the touchpad, you had to lift your hands.
You physically lift your hands up in the air, and it's like it can tell where your hands are.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, and then to get like extra points, you like shake your hands on some of the notes.
Yeah, it's like using the whammy bar in Guitar Hero.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was fascinating. So we did that. We played a little bit of Tetris. It was like Tetris the Grandmaster Terror Instinct, I think is what the version of Tetris
Wow.
Terror
That sounds scary.
instinct.
Yeah. So there's that. What else did we play? We played a DDR-esque game that wasn't DDR, but it was like it was DDR but diagonal, basically.
Yeah,
I played that one.
it has a lot of K-pop.
Mm-hmm.
It has some like techno remixes of classical music,
Nice.
which
Yes.
I tried. Winter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
It was Vivaldi's Winter.
Yeah.
Oh,
And there was like a techno
Yeah, for
remix.
the 4 seasons.
Yeah. And it had like a picture of the Virgin Mary on it on the
Wow.
cover, which like is that is that religious music? The 4 seasons?
Not that I'm
Or is
aware
it?
of.
I didn't think so.
I have no
So
clue.
I don't know why. Anyway, that was weird.
I don't know enough
but-
about Vivaldi, but being the religious expert here, I don't think so. I don't think it's...
Cool.
Anyway, yeah, Mary was there too, I guess.
Oh, all right. That happened.
I tried that one on the like medium difficulty, and I almost died.
Yeah, it was. I played on easy because I was like, yeah, I'm going to die regardless. Luckily, it was nice.
Yeah.
They had a nice like floor fan on the floor, like pointed up at you right next to the
Ooh.
machine. So it was like that
It's
was
very
nice.
helpful.
Yes, it was good. We did that. I don't think we played any fighting games while we were there, but they had like
We played Pokken.
right. We played one round of Pokken.
They have
Which is
Pokemon
the-
cabinets.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
What's that?
which is Pokemon. It's Tekken and Pokemon
What?
crossover.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, and there's a version on Switch, but there's also arcade versions.
That's
and
so
it's,
cool.
Yeah, we kind of just mashed
this-
buttons,
is this
and
officially
it was
licensed
very
Pokemon fighting game?
confusing.
Yes.
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
It's so cool.
So I played as Dark Mewtwo, and Gracie played as Suicune.
Hmm.
Suicune.
And-
Oh, scary.
Yeah.
Scaly.
Scary.
Yeah. And you can get
Sparkly.
like support Pokemon. You can like choose of.
Like
Mhm.
like
You,
an
like,
like an
choose a
emotional
team
support
of-
Pokemon, or like
I mean,
You could use it that way
Honestly-
if you wanted.
honestly,
I
one
wouldn't be
team
opposed.
of mine was pretty much just emotional support because I was like, I want to see what Magikarp does.
Right, you got a Magikarp.
And I used Magikarp as support, and I still don't know what it did.
I don't think it did anything. I don't know if I like dodged out of the way of it so it didn't work, or because there was like a targeting thing that came up.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I had Diglett as a support,
nice.
and he just kind of he like does dig and he burrows up and attacks a bunch, and I was like, thank you. Also had Wobbuffet. I don't think I ever actually used Wobbuffet for anything,
Real.
but he was there.
Forgot about Wobbuffet.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
old
so
Wobbuffet.
good old Wobbuffet. We mashed a bunch of buttons and it was fun. I don't remember who won, but
I think.
I don't think it does, like
I think Max won.
we can say that you won. Yeah, Max won.
Yeah,
Max
sure.
won. We'll say that.
Yeah,
Oh,
congratulations, Max.
thank you.
Congratulations, Max. You're so good
Die.
at Pokken.
Yeah. Something to note about Japanese style arcades that we didn't really expect
Mhm.
was that one like credit
Right.
was 3 rounds.
Ooh.
Ooh,
So
that's
if I go
nice.
to like, if I went to like one of these like rhythm game machines, I could play 3 songs for just 1 credit.
Yeah, which was super nice.
Nice.
Like going into this, I was kind of nervous about going because I had been to Arcade UFO once back in college when it was like it used to be. Its old location was like just north of the UT campus, and it was like in a much smaller space.
Mhm.
And now it's closer to where I currently live in North Austin, and they have a larger space now. But it is not a free play arcade. It's like a you walk in and you put money onto a card and use
Mhm.
that to like pay for
Mhm.
credits for each game, as opposed to like there's a place called
Instead of a
Cidercade.
flat fee.
Yeah, like there's a place called Cidercade here. That's a free play arcade, meaning you come in, you pay like $12 or something, and then you can just play all the games in the place as long as you're there
Is
for as many times.
is Cider Arcade where we went for Pat Grimley's birthday?
We
is that one up
we
here?
went to a similar place called yeah, that was one in Richardson. We went to Free Play Arcade.
Oh, okay.
It's literally called Free Play. Is that one? But
Okay,
yeah,
got it.
it's the same concept. Yeah,
Cool. That was fun.
So yeah, yes. What were we talking about? Saying something about
You get
The
3
credits.
plays.
oh right, yeah. So I was like nervous about like I was like we could go here, Gracie, but it's like I don't know how expensive it's gonna get because you have to like pay for individual credits. It's not a free play place. Luckily, we got there and like we started by each putting $10 on a card,
Hmm.
and that got us through like an hour and a half's worth of playing games.
Nice.
Like
I
we were
love
there
that.
for a good
Yeah,
while.
it was great.
That's a steal,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
No, it was awesome.
Yeah, I kept expecting it to be like, we walked up to the first rhythm game and tried it, and it was like, the first song ended, and I was like, okay, it's gonna ask for another credit, right? And it doesn't. And it turns out every rhythm game works that way. So you get 3 songs, which is super nice.
Yeah.
I feel like I would be.
Awesome.
I feel like if I were there, I would have been so used to like the like main event style arcade, where it's just like every game is like $1.25 or something ridiculous.
Yeah,
And, but
that's what we went in expecting.
Yeah,
what it ended up being is I think most of the prices of games were like between 50 cents and $1 per game, but the games were long enough that it it felt like it was worth it.
Yeah, I think like the most expensive ones were like $1.15.
Yeah, something like that.
that's not bad at all.
Yeah. Like it was really good.
Yeah, so that was cool.
Did you guys ever go to growing up? You ever go to Nickelmania? Do you guys remember those?
I do remember Nickelmania.
Yeah, I know that name.
That
Yeah.
is-
I think I've been there.
I think that's before my time.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if it was in like Plano or Richardson or
I
something.
think so,
It's
yeah,
North Texas somewhere.
I went to like when I was in middle school, went to like a birthday party there, and like it was like a normal arcade, but instead of quarters, it was nickels, and like so every game cost 5 cents to play. And it was super fun, and I remember I went to a birthday party, and like the kid whose birthday was, his mom gave everybody like $2 worth of nickels, but that's like I don't know 40 games, so it was awesome.
Yes, I do remember that Nickelmania, excellent.
Yeah.
Next best thing to a free play arcade is a nickel arcade.
Yes,
real. I think my first arcade experience was at this one like burger place back when we lived in Coppell. That was inside of a restaurant.
I think it's
or a
CC's.
burger place.
I think it's CC's.
No. It was.
I know what you're talking about.
I think I remember
like,
talking about it too. Yeah,
it was like Big Daddy Burger Place or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of was it big? That feels right, but it also doesn't sound right.
It was something with
something very close to
with
that.
the word daddy.
Yeah.
It definitely had the word daddy.
Anyway,
I know exactly what place you're talking about, Gracie.
And even before I knew that like the word daddy was a weird thing, it felt weird to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, I remember that place. It was in Coppell, and they had like a. Yeah, it was like they had a side. It was like a CC's arcade where it's like there's a room off to the side where they had like 6 arcade games.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we went there a lot for like when I was in soccer in like kindergarten.
Oh yeah, I forgot you played soccer.
Yeah, I know, right? I played a sport every year in high school. Not in high school, in middle school.
Did you really?
I did.
What the heck?
Every
Did you
single
do volleyball at one point?
Yeah, I did volleyball for 3 years.
I remember that. What the heck?
Yeah, I did soccer, t-ball, softball. Softball lasted a long time. That was like 3 years.
Grace, you did more sports than all of us combined.
Kind of, yeah.
I did sports too. Did you? I wasn't good, but I did sports.
None of us were good at sports. None of us were good.
I was okay at volleyball.
What sports did you do, Max? I'm trying to remember.
I remember you did basketball.
Yeah, I did basketball.
I do remember basketball.
I want to say for like 2 or 3 years. And then I did like a single season of baseball, and I never hit the ball.
Really?
And then in 8th grade, there was co-ed volleyball that I did.
Nice.
Because I thought it sounded fun.
That does sound fun.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
And I also did co-ed volleyball.
Also, I did like a season of powerlifting senior year of high school.
Oh, heck yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I remember like you telling us that as you were like starting out.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And I remember Mom and I were talking like, he's never done something like that before. Good for him. We were like surprised, but we were like, yeah, heck yeah, Max.
I feel like Max is the most adventurous of us in terms of trying new things.
I would say that.
Like, Max is the one of us that surprises me the most in terms of like, oh, that's cool. I like that you just do stuff that interests you and excites you, and I don't know. It's just you're a cool guy, Max. I appreciate it.
Yes, I do like to try new things.
He's nature sweet, that Max Ford.
Nature sweet.
Nature sweet.
So yeah, that was the arcade.
Yeah.
So we did that, and then we went to the Arboretum, which is not an actual arboretum, it's a shopping district near where I live, where there's a Barnes & Noble and a GameStop and a Cheesecake Factory and a bunch of restaurants and tea places and Amy's ice creams and stuff. We went there and we spent like maybe an hour or so just browsing around Barnes & Noble. Mm-hmm. Gracie looked at a bunch of pop culture themed cookbooks.
I love unnecessarily franchised cookbooks.
Yes.
They're so funny.
I respect this.
They're so funny.
What is the funniest franchise cookbook that you've ever seen?
50 Shades of Chicken.
I knew you were going to say that one.
I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, that's so weird.
I have a picture of it.
So
it's
weird.
so funny.
That's so weird. I don't know.
Sam's face when you said that, Sam's face went from like surprise to delight to disgust to confusion in like a second. It's amazing.
Yeah,
I want to own that cookbook someday, despite the fact that I have zero interest in 50 Shades of Grey in any capacity.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah, you said, but you got a gift from mom and dad, right?
Yeah. No, for my birthday, mom and dad sent me a package of various things. Ooh. One of them being it's the official cookbook for The Princess Bride.
Yes. Does it have iocane powder in it? Can you make iocane powder?
Yes, as a mixed drink.
Oh, it's a mixed drink. Oh, that's great, actually.
Yes!
Amazing. Speaking of which, Gracie turned 21.
Yeah, I can drink now. That's weird.
Yeah, you've never done that
weird. That is so weird to think that if all four of us are of the age where we could legally drink alcohol. That doesn't seem right. Mm-hmm. That seems illegal.
Yeah,
It also feels
odd.
weird because that means I turned 21 10 years ago. I love you, but every time you hit a milestone, it was like, oh, F, I hit that milestone 10 years ago. I'm old.
You're old.
How old?
So old.
Gosh. I just reached the point fairly recently where like I've been out of college for longer than I was ever in college. Ooh. And that was a weird moment.
That is a weird moment.
I was like, oh no. Yeah. Yeah, so we did that. We went to Barnes & Noble, browsed a bunch of cookbooks, looked at records, looked at various comic books. I got a couple graphic novels while I was there, which I'm excited to read. They are actually, hold on, they're right behind me. I gotta go grab them.
Wait, make fun of me. Can you hear us? Quick. You took his headphones off.
Stop making fun of me, I'm assuming is what you're doing.
We just said, quick, make fun of him, and then start laughing. That's all we did.
Cool.
That's all it was. Nothing more.
I'll hear everything, because I edit these. So, anyway.
Oh, no.
Okay, so I've recently been on kind of a, like... so recently there was a game that came out called Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which is the latest game from Rocksteady, which is the studio that made the Batman Arkham games.
I've seen some clips from this game. Mm-hmm. It looks nuts. Yeah. This game looks nuts.
It's nuts, but it's also apparently not good. Oh. It has not gotten good reviews. It's not been successful. I could go on a rant about that. Not really a rant, but like there's a long story about this because this game's been in development for a long time, and it's been a big disappointment for a lot of people because it's not what people wanted. And anyway, but anyway, because of that, I was like, I started playing one of the older Arkham games again, and I was like, I've kind of gotten back into like a DC Comics kick. I was like, I want to read some more DC Comics, and so I got two graphic novels from Barnes & Noble this week. I got the first one is I've never really read any Wonder Woman comics, and so I looked online to see like what are the best like starter Wonder Woman comics, and so I got this one. It's a fairly recent one from like the most recent like reboot of DC. Like DC and Marvel both kind of like reboot the universes every 10 years basically to get start over. And this is apparently one of the better Wonder Woman comics that has come out. It's the current canon like origin story. It's called Wonder Woman Year One. The art is very nice, and
it is nice.
It's I'm excited to read it. And it's like apparently it's just a very good like retelling of the origin story. It's kind of considered the definitive one, so I'm excited to play that. Sam and Gracie are doing a strange dance right now.
She just started dancing. I just started copying her. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
cool.
What I saw at Sam was very akin to milking a cow.
It was Johnny Bravo doing the monkey. Come on.
Oh, I see. Yeah. It's very similar. Yes,
but I was trying to keep it all in frame, so I guess
cow.
now it just kind of looks. Yeah, no, I get it.
Sam's just milking a giant cow. This is what that is. Yeah.
I was doing the dance from Lethal Company, the video game.
Yeah.
Y'all know this is. I mean, we know this is an audio format podcast, right?
Yeah.
Cool beats.
Yeah, but it's for us, Sam. excuse to hang out more.
No, I know.
It's in the premise. Anyway, and then the other comic I got was this is a comic I've been wanting to read for a while. That is one of the most acclaimed graphic novels ever, probably. It is called Kingdom Come. It is by Mark Waid and Alex Ross, and it is a kind of an alternate reality DC Comics event comic. So first of all, one of the main reasons I want to read this is because Alex Ross his art is amazing. He's an artist.
I know that name. What else has he done?
He did. I gave you Marvels recently.
Oh,
or
yes,
a while back,
I
Sam.
love that. Did he do that?
Yeah. So yes. So
nice.
Alex Ross does this. Like he paints all of his art for comics, and it looks like the closest like an analog I could say is like it looks like Norman Rockwell. Basically,
It does.
Ooh.
He's like
Max,
it's like sort of photoreal. Like here, I'll hold up some to the camera so you guys can see. But like here's like.
It's very crunchy right now, but I'm sure it looks beautiful.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway.
You're coming to focus. Yeah. That was very good.
Yeah, take a picture and send it in the chat. It'll be better.
You could just Google it. Just Google Alex Ross.
Okay, fine.
Have the technology.
Anyway, point is, it's very beautiful art, and this is considered to be one of the best comics ever made. Kingdom Come is about an alternate future of the DC Comics universe where everybody, for some reason, suddenly everybody in the world got superpowers. And so all of the like classic superheroes like Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman have all kind of retired. But then like some big event happens and essentially all of the like the kind of the new generation of vigilante heroes are like decide that they're okay with killing and like they kind of take justice into their own hands. And so then Superman comes out of retirement and like gets all the other heroes out of retirement to like reform the Justice League and be like, we have to fight these youngins so that they stop, we have to save the world from these new vigilantes. And it's supposed to be very, very good.
That sounds cool.
Kind of a dark, sort of tragic story. And it's sort of like, it looks super cool. Like just flipping, I haven't read it yet, but flipping through it, the art is gorgeous. And the story sounds super cool, and I'm very excited to read it. That's Kingdom Come by Mark Waid and Alex Ross. And and yes, and the other thing that I mentioned earlier when Sam was like, oh, I know that. I got Sam a comic book for maybe his birthday or Christmas this past year, called Marvels, which is another graphic novel that was illustrated by Alex Ross. And the premise of that one is it's the events of the entire Marvel Comics universe, like from like the 60s onward, told through the perspective of a single like photographer journalist guy.
I know that one.
Max knows that one.
He knows that one.
Yeah, but it's also got beautiful art from Alex Ross in it, and it's great. So, and speaking of which, actually, like on earlier, like in the week, I got another comic that is called Spider-Man Life Story, which is I haven't read it yet either. I have a problem with with accumulating books, but I don't know. I like books, and I do plan on reading them all. I just take a while to get around to them.
No, I'm the same way. I love books, and I love exploring. Like, oh my gosh, this is a really cool plot concept. Mm-hmm. This is a really cool world building concept, and so I buy it, and then I never read it.
And it sits on your shelf, and eventually you're like, oh, that's cool, and then you pick it up later and read it, and you're like, I'm glad I bought this 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Spider-Man Life Story is came out fairly recently, like within the last few years, I think, but it's like a one-shot sort of graphic novel where the premise is, what if all of the events throughout Spider-Man, like all the Spider-Man comics throughout Marvel Comics history, what if they all happened in real time and Peter Parker aged in real time? Because because in the comics, most of the time Peter Parker is always like a high schooler or a college student or a young adult. Despite the fact that he's been around since the 60s, he doesn't like age at the it's not like Spider-Man is 70 years old now or whatever. But this comic takes the premise of like, what if that was the case? And so it takes all of the major events, but like, stuff like, later on in the, we get some events of like things that in the comics, Peter Parker was like a teenager or he was in college or something when it happened. And now it's like, he's a 60-year-old man going through these same events. Oh, that kind of thing. And so like
that's very cool.
Yeah. I think it's like 7 issues or something. And each issue is a decade of Peter Parker's life. And so it starts, the first issue is the 1960s, and then it's the 1970s, and so on, up until the present day.
That's so cool.
And it's acclaimed, and it's very good, and I'm excited to read it, because I love me some Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yep, Spider-Man. So yeah, what else? So I guess getting back to Gracie's birthday, we'll get through this eventually. So we went to Barnes & Noble, and then we went to Five Guys, burgers and fries, or Five Guys at Freddy's, as Gracie likes to call it. Where we had some burgers and fries, and they were delicious. I haven't been to Five Guys in forever, but it was
it's like
delicious.
It's like greasy, but in a good way. I like Five Guys.
Yeah, it's satisfying.
Yes.
So we went there, and then we went out and walked over to a tapioca. Actually, no. Sorry. I got it out of order. We went to Five Guys first, and then we went to Barnes & Noble.
Yeah.
And then we went to a place called Tapioca, which is a like boba tea place, basically. In that same kind of shopping center. And it's kind of like a chill, nice little place. They have a little upstairs loft area with little tables and chairs. And Gracie got some boba tea, and I got some Pocky. And we sat and just munched and chatted for a while, and that was nice. And and then after that, I took Gracie home, and that was our evening. It was great. It was a good day, I thought.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I had a great time.
Yes. So that's what we've been up to. And then today, I went and got Gracie again so that we could do this podcast.
Hello.
Noise.
So here we are. We're caught up to the present.
Hey.
We did it.
Hey.
Sam, what have you been up to? How's your week been?
It's been good. I've been busy with worky work and jobby job and having a toddler. It's always fun. Last night, I had the rare experience of having the house to myself for a while. I mean, Miriam's in bed and Sarah was out with friends, and so I was at home alone. And so I decided to do what I should have done a long time ago and watch Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I finally watched it.
The first one already?
I've seen the second Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay, yeah.
I saw the first one like a year ago.
Okay,
but then
gotcha.
I guess just missed that the second one came out, and then was surprised when like, oh, there's a third one. I missed the second one. Oops.
I still need to watch the second one.
It's so good.
I know.
Very good. I loved how campy it was. It was
it's very campy.
It's super campy, but it's very, very fun. I love Knuckles. Knuckles is great.
Yes, Idris Elba is perfect as Knuckles.
Yes.
I feel like it's a weirdly perfect casting.
Yeah, I love how much like Knuckles was basically like Drax from like Guardians of the Galaxy. Was basically
he's very Drax-like.
Very Drax-like, and it itched all the right scratches. It was funny. I loved it.
It itched all the right scratches.
Yep.
Good.
I need to know.
What?
Do they go to Pumpkin Hill?
They don't go to Pumpkin Hill.
Sad.
Maybe
it's not wrapped at any point.
The third one's going to be apparently based on Sonic Adventure 2, so maybe Pumpkin Hill in that one?
Maybe.
Pumpkin Hill.
I'm so
highly unlikely, but like I don't know. Maria's going to die.
I really want
it has
that to
been.
happen.
It's been confirmed though that Crush 40 is going to be in. They're going to have Crush 40 music in the third movie.
Yeah.
Finally, because they've had like bits of Sonic music throughout the first two movies, like orchestrated versions of them. But they haven't had any of like the rock stuff or like the silly pop or hip hop stuff. And I just really, really wanted Crush 40 music. And Johnny Gielli, the lead singer of Crush 40, has confirmed that it's going to be
beautiful.
I think Live and Learn, which is the main theme from Sonic Adventure 2, is going to be in it. Which it's seeming like it's going to be, like Max said, it's basically going to be based on Sonic Adventure 2 largely, which is so like
it's the greatest story in all of Sonic history.
Honestly,
which I mean,
speaking of campy, it's ridiculous and amazing.
It is a low bar, but
it's such a fun, wacky, over the top, like just action packed adventure story. It's silly and ridiculous, and you like Sonic talks to the president, and
Sonic almost kidnaps the president.
And the moon is actually a Death Star that looks like Eggman's face.
No, it's a second moon. There's a second moon that just shows up.
Oh, it's a second moon,
because the Eggman Death Star face blows up the moon.
Yeah.
They despicably mean the moon.
Right, yes, it does. And it's got Shadow the Hedgehog, who's just emo Sonic. And it's got a tragic backstory.
It might be Hayden Christensen.
Maria.
There's we talked about this in a recent episode that is not out yet, I don't think.
Out.
But there's a rumor.
I hope work today. It's out. It's the one you just dropped.
Was that the one that I just put out?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. So there's a rumor that Hayden Christensen is going to be the voice of Shadow the Hedgehog, which would be amazing. But anyway,
it's everything I want and more.
Yes. But yeah. So anyway, so Sam, what did you think of Sonic 2 other than it was super cheesy?
It was the best. I loved it. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
It was so stupid, and I had the kind of day where like I just needed desperately to turn my brain off, and it was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It was exactly what the doctor ordered.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, and like I feel like in Sonic 2 they do so many things like Sonic 1 is fun.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like set up, and then Sonic 2 is like, okay, now we're doing all the cool things that you wanted from a Sonic movie, you know?
Right? Yeah,
like
we did like the weird world building that we had to do, and now we have an understanding. Okay, now we can just just make all the fan service we can. Now go.
Yes, it is like 80% fan service.
Yeah.
Then it's excellent.
I love that they introduced Gun, and then like the movie itself made fun of the fact that it was called Gun. Like,
yes,
it's like Gun. Like, yeah, why not? I don't get it. What's wrong with that? Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's excellent. And Jim Carrey's confirmed to be coming back for the third one,
Wonderful.
which is like, like Jim Carrey. I think like at one point recently he was like, "Yeah, I'm retired from acting," but then he's like, "But I'll come back for Sonic 3," which is amazing.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So. All right, so you watched Sonic 2, loved it, as you should.
Yeah. I did that.
What else is going on, Sam?
I stopped reading Lord of the Rings.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Remember how I mentioned before that like I would always get to like this happens every time I'd like no matter what format I guess I do Lord of the Rings in. Mm-hmm. I start it and then get super bored super fast, but just because there's just like these random just spots of like 3 hours of nothing. Like, it's just Tolkien just like, look, I can do all these fun things and like just world building for no reason, but because I love it, but no one else does, and I'm the no one else. So, so like I'm done. It was I can only listen to Andy Serkis do Treebeard for so long, because it's just like for like 4 hours. So like no, I can't do that.
Bless you, Andy Serkis, but not even you could save us from the wrath of Treebeard.
Yeah, sorry, can't do it. But yeah, that's other than like being a dad and having a full-time job, that's all I've really done is quit reading a book and watched a movie. So I did that. But that's about it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Max.
Max, what about you? What have you been up to?
What are you up to other than like crashing our podcast?
Yeah. Honestly, by the way, I'm going to. I think in post I'm gonna edit in like the you know when like on a sitcom an unexpected guest star comes in and like the audience applause. I'm gonna add that in because that's what it felt like when Max came in. I was like, what? Yeah. He hasn't been here since season 2.
Yeah. No, I was just like looking at like Jack and Grace just like on the camera. I was like, there's something missing, and it's definitely Max. So I'm like, Max, are you awake and alive? Because you need to be here, and he was, and so. Barely awake, definitely alive. Yeah,
I was very like I was actually thinking about that earlier today. Like as I was like coming back here with Gracie and being like, this will be exciting because we'll get Gracie on here. And then I was thinking at some point we need to have an episode with all 4 of the siblings.
Yeah.
But little did I know that Max was a fiend.
That's today.
Well, really, that Sam was the fiend.
Yeah, Sam was the fiend. I just went along with his.
Sam is the fiend. Max is the delight, as always.
He's nature sweet.
He is nature sweet.
He's nature sweet, that Max Ford. All right, yeah. So there's that. Max, what are you up to? What have you been doing?
I don't know, not much. I've just been like working, job hunting. Actually, I think I mentioned this to Gracie, but not the other 2 of you. One of my current goals as an artiste is by the end of the year, I want to try selling my art in like a convention artist alley art market kind of space.
Ooh, that's cool. It's an awesome goal to have.
Yeah. So I've been working on that. Yeah.
Is there a particular like convention you have in mind, like Dallas Comic Con or something? What do you?
So there's like an art market that I went to a couple months ago. They actually have their next event in like 2 weeks. And it's called Art Demo. And I think that is like one of the first events I want to try like applying to.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is always a delight getting to see Max's art whenever he posts something.
Oh yeah.
Very true.
Yeah. And those
Always
those markets are huge because I know Sarah has done art markets in the past, and those kind of like took her art sales up to the next level. Just getting the steady traction, like just getting a sudden influx of like 40 purchases in like 24 hours, just like kind of boosts all of her metrics and stuff, and like it gets a lot of more like eyeballs on things, and it's good. So
yeah, that's what I'm hoping it'll do.
It'll be good.
Awesome.
I'm pulling for you.
Yeah. I've been wanting to like at some point like see if I can buy one of your prints from your imprint shop. That's cool that you have that. That's neat. Yeah. Maybe I'll put that in the description. Yeah, people go buy Max's art.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Do it.
Good.
Yeah, I need to update that. It's been a hot minute since I put anything new on there. But yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. We'll send you that.
Do
link.
it.
Cool. Yeah. Gracie, was there anything else you want? I mean, we kind of already talked about your week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been doing an activism.
Right. That's
Yeah.
Do you want to get into that, or
You're more than
Litigate it live on podcast.
Are we getting into it live on podcast?
Sure,
if you
let's
want
do
to.
it.
It's up to you.
Yeah, so my university, we have a cafe on campus that, there used to be a pride flag up in this central point in campus, but it is no longer there, and the, school catering company has been trying to get it back up, but school administration has said no.
That's so weird.
It's very strange. There have been many an update. Mostly, the key thing is the reason school administration has not put it back up and has not let pride flags be put up in central campus spots is because of state legislation like SB 17 that affects private universities. For anybody unaware,
It affects
SB
public
17.
universities, doesn't it?
Yes, what did I say?
You said private.
Well, that's not what I meant. Yeah, so for anybody unaware, SB 17, Senate Bill 17, is a Texas state law that says basically no diversity, equity, inclusion offices in public universities.
But you're a
Which
private
is
Catholic
dumb.
school, so why is that?
Because
they're scared.
They scared the administration. We got spooked. So our DI office, while we still have it, and it is still functionally the same, it is under a different name now. And it's dumb, and I don't like it. And
Is it just doing the same
Now
thing but
there's-
rebranding so as to not attract attention
Yeah.
from the overlords down the road?
yeah,
Yeah.
literally, they're doing the exact same thing, just under a different name.
Hey, improvise,
Um,
adapt, overcome. Do what you gotta do.
Yeah. That reminds me, so I work for a local news station here in Austin, and so I'm usually very up to date on all of the current like Texas political goings on. One of the big stories of the last year has been SB 17.
Yeah.
And in the last few months, we've been covering kind of the aftermath of that after the law has gone into effect now. And one of the things is at the University of Texas, for example, the DEI department there has been running special auxiliary graduation ceremonies for specific groups. So for queer students or black students or things like that. And that can't be done anymore because the DEI department has been closed down. And so there were all these groups of largely of marginalized people at UT who were wanting to have those distinct celebrations of that aspect of their identity and have those special graduations. And they couldn't. But what's happened that I've heard most recently is apparently some alumni organizations have stepped up and started funding them and running those.
Oh, good for that.
Independently
That's
at the
good.
university, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I obviously did not go to a large school, but if I like would want to if I was at a school as large as the University of Texas, I would want to like feel like I was a part of as intimate a community as possible, and like the fact that those sorts of things are getting shut down, like I feel like is taking away from just the hominess of like those places and like the community. Like it's just like just trying to beat you into homogeneousness, and that's not good at all.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And that's a big thing that a lot of people, myself included, have noticed about the coffee shop on campus not having the pride flag. It feels sterile. It feels stale and very corporate. And
because it is basically a Starbucks now, right? Like it used to be.
It's a we proudly serve Starbucks.
Oh, so it's a Barnes & Noble Starbucks is what it is. Basically.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. So basically a lot of friends and I, and like I'm also in a queer art and activism class on campus right now. Basically there's just a lot of people coming together to kind of get the university's attention and be like, hey, that's not cool. And the main reason they're doing this is not because they have to, because of like state law or anything, but because it could bring unwanted attention from violent groups.
Gracie's doing air quotes right now.
Yeah. And also there might be some donors to the school who are not down with the gay people.
Yeah, given that it's a Catholic institution, it makes sense that, you know, that's a concern of theirs, I guess.
Yeah. So it's a whole thing, and it's very scary to my friends and I who are queer students. So it's a lot. It's a lot, and it's scary, and we're really, really trying to get the university's attention.
Gracie's been at the center of this, like not at the center, but like she's been a part of this from the beginning of this.
Yeah.
Like, she's been like spreading stuff on Instagram. I've been seeing on her reels,
a lot of that,
like her stories, like So I just want to say I'm proud of you for sticking up for what matters to you.
And my friend like has made like a newsletter to like let people know like, hey, here's the situation and what we can do about it, in case people aren't aware of what's happening. And it's been very unifying to, I wish it were under better circumstances, but it's been very unifying for the queer community on campus and its allies. So silver lining, we are band together more now than ever.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Good old trauma bonding. Gotta love it. Yeah.
Name of this episode: trauma bonding.
No, but Grace, I'm proud of you too. Keep it up.
Yippee!
Yep.
We're doing our best, and like the residence life survey just went out, so we're like really encouraging people like, hey, fill out the survey and mention the missing pride flag. And I also want to say, like, my university, I love my university. This is something I've been very clear about on like my Instagram stories and everything, but the goal here is not to hate on the university.
You just want your flag back. You just want your representation to be out there and not pushed off to the corner. No, that makes sense.
Yeah, because generally the university is very good at what they do. They're very, very accepting of all walks of life, and very supportive of their queer community. And their intention is to protect us from unwanted violence, but the way they're going about that is just, it's not it. So we're like, hey, university, we don't hate you. We love you. We want you to do better because we love you.
Yeah. I like that that's from the beginning you've been kind of, that's the perspective you've been taking, because like I think especially with like important but like emotionally charged issues like this, it's very easy to kind of throw the baby out with bathwater and be like, you know, demonize an entire group of people rather than, or like an institution rather than like addressing specific problems. And so that's cool of you.
So I love my school. It's a great school. It's where I have found so many wonderful, wonderful people and learned so many good things. They did an oops.
They did a oops.
They did a oops. And it's an oops that rather hurts. So...
An oops that rather hurts. A memoir.
Yeah, so... But, yeah. So I've kind of been emotionally exhausted. But we have some really cool faculty members who are backing us up. My queer art and activism professor has tenure, and she's like, I will do whatever you need me to do.
Yeah, Gracie was telling me this story yesterday, and she was like, yeah, I mean, we've got this one professor who's like definitely like on our side, and it's cool. I was like, oh, that's great. And she was like, and also she has tenure, and I'm like, yes.
When she told our class that, we all like clapped. It was awesome.
I love that.
That's cool. All right. Yeah, there was one other quick story I wanted to tell before we move on to our main segment, which is kind of related to my collection of books that I was talking about earlier. How I accumulate books and comics and things over time, and I like physical media, and I like having stories on my shelf, and it's nice, and I want to read all these and play all these games and etc. But it's just, yeah, I accumulate things and don't read as fast as I accumulate. So recently, when I was like at like a half price books and I was looking at like the graphic novels, I realized that like I wasn't sure which books I owned and which ones I didn't anymore. It used to be that like my collection of books was small enough that I could like basically have it all in my brain and be like, you know, like, yeah, I know what I have and what I don't. But like it's gotten to the point where like I have enough books where like I need to have like a way of keeping track of it. So I've started cataloging all of the books that I own just in a Notion database, as I am wont to do. I love Notion. And because I'm a nerd, I have been really enjoying cataloging all my books. It's just, I don't know, it's relaxing and fun and satisfying to just be like, to get to like go through all the books that I have and appreciate them, and also have like just like I like the organizational process. It's fun to me. But earlier today, while I was going through my books, and I was like going through, and I like, I'm looking at the publishing date of everything, so I'm like opening up every book to look at the front matter and figure out the original copyright date, so I can write down the date that it was published and everything. And one of the books, this is a book that I bought within the last few years, but it's been a few years at least, called 101 Things I Learned in Architecture School. And it's just a little book that's like, each page there's like 101 pages, each page is a different like concept about architecture, and it's just a cool kind of little like crash course in like neat tidbits about architecture and stuff. And I got it for cheap, and it's a cool book, but I didn't realize until today when I was going through the front matter that it has an inscript, like somebody wrote an inscription on the front because it was like a gift. Because I bought this at half price books, I bought it used. I'm gonna grab the book real quick. Hold on.
This isn't going as planned. Nothing to see here.
Ooh, I like the shape of that book.
Yes, it's a little rectangle. Here it is.
Oh, it is a little rectangle.
Yeah, it is. 101 Things I Learned in Architecture School by Matthew Frederick. But I didn't realize this until today. Like, I bought this book years ago now. Looks like in like 2021. And I opened it up, and there's a little inscription in the front that somebody wrote in pen. It's dated August 2009. And this is what it reads. Welcome home, Jack. Number 102, remember your mother is your first girl. Good luck with your final year at University of Texas. I love you, Mom. So, this is a book that was given to somebody named Jack who goes to the University of Texas.
What?
And I didn't know that until today.
What?
So that's wild.
That's
My jaw has just been dropped the past, 10 seconds.
I dropped that jaw right off your face.
Well,
yeah, so I texted Mom about this earlier today. I was like, can you believe this? And she was like, what? I don't remember giving you that.
It's also dated August 2009.
Yeah, 2009, which is like, yeah. I was in 8th grade at that point, so definitely not the University of Texas, but That's fast. That's just, I don't know, that's cool. I mean, on one hand, it's kind of sad because, like, why did you sell this book that your mom gave you, Jack, other Jack, whoever you are?
Come on, man.
But no, but it's cool that it has like a little
Dark,
bit of
evil Jack.
evil Jack,
Evil Shadow Jack.
Nega Jack. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of a neat little bit of like this book has a bit of story to it. You know, it's nice. Anyway, I thought that was funny and interesting.
Yeah,
I just wanted to bring that up.
I love that.
Anyway,
Wait, can I say one more thing that's been going on in my life?
No.
yeah, do it.
Yeah.
How dare you? I have gotten into needle felting, and I'm very excited about that.
Ooh.
Yeah. Right now I'm
Nice.
making a fish.
A fish.
You're making a what?
I'm making a fish.
A fish.
A fish. I can actually, I have it with
What is needle felting? For those of us who are listening and can't see, what is it?
It's
needle
you
felting
stab.
is essentially sculpting with wool by stabbing it a bunch.
You stab.
Ooh, so fun.
It's the most violent form of textile work.
So true. And for my birthday, Mom got me like a little toolkit of needle felting supplies. So there were like 2 handles, 3 vials of like a bunch of needles of 3 different sizes, and these cute little like leather finger covers for your thumb and your pointer fingers,
So you don't stab yourself?
so you don't stab yourself.
Yeah,
And it's very
no
cool.
stabby stabs.
No stabby stabs.
Don't stab yourself.
But
That's the title of this episode.
So many titles in
Don't
this
stab
episode.
yourself.
so true. But I'm making a fish. It's in 2 pieces right now.
She's got
Got
it.
it. I have like the silhouette, like the base of it, almost done.
So you do.
It's a fish.
I
Look
have like
a
the
fish.
body of the fish. I have like the body of the fish and the tail of the fish, and I keep dropping the body
do
of the
keep
fish,
dropping the fish.
apparently.
Shame.
And then
Really dropping the ball on this one, dropping the fish.
dang. But yeah, I'm gonna go over it with colored felt that Mom also got me for my birthday.
Nice.
I have like a bunch of felt now, and it's awesome.
Love it. That's so fun.
So yeah, that's my last thing before main content.
Cool. That's neat.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think it's time for us to get into our main segment. Before we start talking about this week's episode, Gracie, do you want to tell us a little bit about your history with Star Wars?
Very little.
Yeah. What is your you have not been generally a Star Wars fan
No.
throughout your life.
I used to just straight up not like it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very neutral to it now.
Yeah. Yeah. We our passion and our podcasting got you to move from disliking to being about it, and I'll take it.
Real. I was moving toward before the podcast, but then podcast made me like solidly like that sure does exist.
Indifferent. Cool.
But yeah, I would walk into the living room while you guys or Dad were watching a Star Wars thing, and I've seen some of the movies, and I love Baby Yoda.
There it is.
Excellent.
Good.
That's kind of it.
We can all agree on that.
Oh, and
Baby Yoda
porgs.
brings us all together.
I love porgs as well.
Porgs are also excellent.
Yum.
They taste good
Porgs.
too. Yeah.
No.
Take it up with Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Sad.
It's his fault. Yeah. We're talking about this week the Clone Wars Season 3, Episode 2, ARC Troopers. Sam, do you want to tell us where in the timeline did this take place?
21 BBY. 21 years before the Battle of Yavin.
21 Big Baby Yoda.
21 Big Baby Yoda.
All right. So, Gracie, what we like to do sometimes, especially with our guests that are maybe less familiar with Star Wars, is we ask them if they would like to try and summarize the plot of the thing we watched.
I would love to. I took notes.
Yeah, Gracie took notes.
Love
So, I have,
And
the title of the note is just Star Wars.
yes.
Gonna do a Star War. Let's do it.
Go see a Star War.
Bear in mind, I watched the episode last night at like 11:30, 11:45
Nice.
after a long day of high energy fun times with Jack.
There it is.
So I was tired. I don't know what's happening, and
Completely devoid of context, yeah.
And I was just like, I'm just gonna write down what comes to mind.
This is what I want. This is exactly what I wanted.
And then I'm gonna go to bed.
Sounds good.
And I haven't looked at my notes since.
Beautiful.
So here are my notes. So first there was like the moral that they have at the beginning of every episode, as I have learned through the podcast.
Yes.
So I wrote, moral is like a protect your bros dealio.
What is the moral of this episode?
We'll get to it. We'll get to it later.
Okay. It's a protect your brother's dealio.
Yeah, protect your bros dealio.
Okay.
Here, wait, I'll pull it up.
And then
fighting a war tests a soldier's skills. Defending his home tests a soldier's heart. So, bros.
Sure.
protect your bros dealio.
All right.
That's bros adjacent. Got it. Sweet. We're doing awesome.
Bros adjacent, the name of this episode.
Then I wrote Grievous versus Camino, in parentheses, Rebel Clone Home.
Sure.
Not rebels, but yes, clones.
That's
Clones, yes.
Clones,
cool.
yes.
That's all I could...
Yeah.
I knew we were rooting for them.
Yeah.
Too great.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah. You know who the good guys and the bad guys are. That's the important part. Titles are titles. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Then needed to turn on captions because Grievous has a wild voice filter going on.
He does, that's true. He's got some weird TikTok voice filter going on.
I like the squid sub.
Those are cool. Those are cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Max
has not watched the episode at all.
This episode.
It's just Max is
here.
our audience.
I did not prepare at all.
Yeah, Max didn't know that this podcast was happening until I texted him while we were recording that he should come and crash.
There are underwater like droid ships that are like they look like big squids.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. I like that.
them.
It is a cool robot design. Big fan.
Yeah.
Do we have a name that I can look up? For now?
If you go to
I'll pull it up.
the
I'll let you know.
Wikipedia page for this episode, Sam,
Yeah.
we get it.
Next thing I noted was there was a conversation between 3 clones. Two that were like same age, and they are our lovely main characters for this episode, Echo and Fives.
Correct.
And then 99. And I realized this is all the same voice.
Yes.
So I wrote, this must have been confusing for the voice actor voicing an entire 3-way conversation.
Listen, D. Bradley Baker is an incredible voice actor.
This is nothing.
He's okay. He's honestly incredible. Like the level of like he keeps track of all the different clones. He gives them all like fairly distinct personalities while keeping like similar voices, but he varies it up a little bit. And he voices every clone aside from like there's a couple I guess clones at this point.
Omega. He doesn't do that.
Yeah, Omega and the other one from Bad Batch and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, he also, fun fact, voice of Perry the Platypus.
I knew I recognized that name.
Yeah, Bradley Baker, legendary voice actor.
Yeah. Max.
But Clone Wars is like,
Max, to answer your question, it is a Trident class assault ship.
Trident,
like King Trident from Little Mermaid.
Yes. Ooh, that does look cool.
It done it?
Yeah,
I know, right?
Yeah.
And then they swim like jellyfish. That's how it moves.
Yes.
It's like jellyfish.
Thank you for informing me about that.
I live to serve. That's what I'm here for.
That's what he's here for. Is looking up things on Wikipedia for us.
Honestly, yes.
So there's like, I just want to mention you got a really good episode. I know like there's like not a lot of
gosh.
You don't have the right context, but this is such a good
This
episode,
is one of the
especially
better
if you know what's going on.
Yes.
Yeah, like I forgot how good this episode was, and it's very good. And Echo and Fives specifically are 2 clones that like we meet like basically at the very beginning of the Clone Wars, like in season 1, and they are like they ended up being 2 of the most important clone characters throughout the Clone Wars, and they come back repeatedly.
Oh, real.
And so
Sweet.
like
Also, you get Rex and Cody.
Yeah. Also, Rex and Cody, the other 2 like kind of biggest, most powerful. Influential. They're like the biggest kind of influential leader clones, basically. Rex is everybody's favorite, and Cody is everybody else's favorite, like second favorite, because he executes Order 66. It's not his fault, but he, you know.
Yeah. Oops.
Anyway,
I
hold it against him anyway.
I don't know who those are.
It's okay. There was the other clones with one that had blue armor, one that had yellow armor.
I do not remember.
Okay,
Right,
that's good.
it's fine.
Yeah, and then 99, also a great character.
Is the best clone. Full stop.
Yeah,
Best
so
clone.
99 was introduced in a previous episode where the idea was that like he was a defective clone essentially, and so it's not that he's like super old. It's just that that's kind of how he looks, and so
cool.
so they kept him around on Camino as a janitor essentially, and it used to be that like he was sort of like made fun of as being like the runt of the litter and kind of mocked, but then
How
like
dare, he's so sweet.
exactly, yes, but then like throughout a certain episode they like the clones kind of mature and they like have a bonding experience and they like grow to appreciate 99 and his like place as like one of their brothers.
Aww.
And so then this episode is we get to like see 99 again for the first time in a while, and yeah, and then like there's a later on so the series The Bad Batch is about a clone force called Clone Force 99, and they're named that after 99.
Aww,
So
that's so sweet.
yes, it's great.
Yes.
Anyway, continue with your haphazard summary.
My next bullet point is War in the Stars. Whoa.
That did happen.
Unprecedented.
You have witnessed a Star War. Well done.
So true.
They did it.
Obi-Wan's beard is fantastic.
Yes.
It's good.
It's like carved out of wood.
Yeah.
As Mom likes to say, yeah.
I just think it's neat. I like it. Then all caps, Squid Sub.
Yep, Squid Sub is back. Yep.
I really like the Squid Sub.
We all do. It's so much fun.
And then I noticed that there were droids repairing like one of the Squid Subs underwater.
Mm-hmm.
How are the Aqua droids welders working underwater?
They have underwater welding.
They're
That's
water.
a thing.
Yeah, underwater welding's a thing.
Is
That's
it
real.
really? I
Yeah.
did not know.
It's very dangerous.
Okay.
That's not even a Star
paid
Wars thing.
Stupid
That's
amount
just
of money to do that.
Well, neat.
Or you're a robot. And
Or you're a
they don't
robot.
get paid.
Yeah. But droids as peoples too.
Oh, yeah, sure.
What is like the creature that Obi-Wan speaks to and rides?
Oh, the like flying water
Iowa?
thing?
The
Yeah.
caption said Iowa, but I
Yeah.
don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
I don't either,
I don't either.
but
Real.
that sounds right to me. Yeah.
They're flying manta rays. That's what I need to know. They're cool.
Basically, yeah.
So I just wrote Iowa sounds. Obi-Wan can speak to animals.
The Jedi can do that, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, a lot of
Neat.
Jedi have a good connection with animals.
Awesome. In all caps again, more Squid Subs.
Yes. There's a bunch of
Real
them.
into the Squid Subs.
I like them. I think they're neat. Squid Subs droids versus rebel clone troops, which again I didn't know that they weren't rebels.
So
but
good. Yeah.
That's what I got.
Sorry, the clones haven't become the bad guys yet, and then rebels rebel against. Yeah. Anyway.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Anakin goes to protect DNA chamber. Children casually walking through grenade smoke.
Yeah. Yep. Yes.
Kinda-
There's that moment when 99's like, there's more coming! Shoot! And then they're just children.
Yeah.
Like, walk, and it's like, oh, whoops, never mind.
Yeah. And, like, they had just thrown a grenade in that direction. It went off and, like... And then they're just like, oh yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And they just slowly walk through the smoke like nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
They are resilient
And I'm
child
like-
soldiers. It's fine.
I'm like, bro, what? Did nobody teach you fire safety? Next bullet point is assassin lady smooch kill.
That did happen, yes.
Yeah.
There's so Asajj Ventress, who is Dooku's apprentice. She has 2 lightsabers, and she's an assassin lady. There's a moment when she like force chokes a clone, then pulls him towards her and like impales him on her lightsaber, and then like kisses him on the cheek, and then like lets him fall to the ground. And it's very dramatic. And yeah.
Okay.
That was a
Assassin lady
moment.
smooch kill.
Yeah.
Smooch kill.
Then I noted children have very deep voices.
Well, it's because Steve Bradley Baker has a deep voice. That's why.
Well, he doesn't voice the youth clones, does he? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Does he?
I thought he did. I just assumed.
Well,
I am just going off vibes and a lot of confidence that is not exactly warranted.
I'm Googling it. So it's saying Daniel Logan, but I don't know if that's... Yeah, it looks like it is Daniel Logan. It's the guy...
Oh.
It's the kid who plays him in Attack of the Clones.
Oh, wow. But he's, like,
Neat.
older at this point. Because this is, like, 5-6 years after Attack of the Clones, and he's, like, 13,
True.
14 in
So
Attack of the Clones.
it is older version.
So he's, like, 18. Voicing these kids.
Yeah. Voicing these 9-year-olds that are canonically actually, like, 4.5, because they age twice as
Voiced
fast
by
as
an
regular
18-year-old.
people. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I was like, are they like teenagers or something? And I was like, no, they're like way too short to be cartoon teenagers.
Yeah, they're like biologically like 10, I think, something like
yeah,
that. But yeah, they age twice as fast as regular people.
real strange. Yeah, but I just thought it was very funny. They just have very deep voices.
Yep.
And they're like 10.
Yep.
War
will do that to you, I guess.
I guess so.
War makes your voice
Apparently.
deeper, guys.
Yeah. Even
puberty
before you
hit
get into the
faster.
war, it makes your voice deeper. That's basic training, man.
It's in our blood.
Then Anakin went to the DNA chamber.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I wrote, fully white room for some reason, but oop, she got the DNA, but oop, again, it's Anakin.
But oop.
Yeah.
That is how it happened.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Assassin Lady is now in the DNA chamber, and also Anakin is there now, and the room is fully white for some reason, despite literally the rest of the ship
Mhm.
and the rest of the
Maybe
place.
it's like it has to be sterile, that kind of thing.
A lo-
It's like,
and a lot of Caminos
pure
like
white
that.
because
That's like a lot of like the
a
Camino-
lot of Camino, yeah.
Yeah, you're just seeing like the hallways and outside for most of this episode, but most
Yeah.
most of like the interior rooms are white and glowy like that. On Camino.
It's
Interesting.
weird. Yeah.
Grievous has 2 colors of lightsabers, question mark?
Correct.
Yes.
So Grievous, he gets his lightsabers by killing Jedi and taking their lightsabers.
Oh,
Yeah,
so-
I see.
Yeah.
Cool. I also noted that he's very dramatic.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He is.
Yes.
He's a drama queen, that's
Yeah.
Grievous. He's a drama queen who then runs away every time.
Yeah.
He's very good at being beaten and running away before dying.
He's the best at it.
Yeah.
And so he's doing this fight thing, and then I just write Spider Grievous.
He does that a lot. It's fun.
Yeah, that happened. Yeah, he also when he is knocked onto the ground and he gets spiders away. Yeah, he does this a lot. It's silly and great.
Next thing I wrote was 99 frowny face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's when
he just wanted to
99
help.
died. He did. He wanted to help so bad. I felt so bad for him.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan gets saved by an Iowa Part 2.
True.
We have to quit meeting
Yeah,
like this.
Yeah. Death to a Squid Sub and more Assassin Lady versus Kenobi.
Yeah.
Assassin Lady gets away by Grievous.
Was it Assassin Lady and Anakin that fought?
Yeah.
I think it was Anakin. Yeah.
Oh, then I wrote that.
Yeah, Obi-Wan and Grievous were fighting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're so
Anyway.
right. Anyway.
Yeah.
But
There's
Assassin
a
Lady
funny
gets
thing about
away
that, too.
by Grievous.
Because you remember how Grievous and Anakin never meet until episode 3? Even though they've been like a stone's throw away from each other several
right.
times. Just so that they can keep the line in episode 3 that General Grievous, you're shorter than I expected, or taller or something.
Yeah.
Just so that like he can like accurately make that line, because it's actually the first time he's seen him in person.
Yeah. They come very close to meeting each other many times. But like, yeah. They fight each other in like ship combat, but never like see each other in person, basically, until
Interesting.
Revenge of the Sith, yeah.
And then my last bullet point is, thank you, Echo and Fives. You are now ARC Troopers.
Yay!
Yay!
And that's the episode.
Thus the name of the episode, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for your summary, Gracie. That was delightful.
I enjoyed
It's
it.
always fun.
I enjoyed it muchly.
Yeah. Yes.
Muchly.
Muchly.
Yeah. So yeah, Do we want to quickly go over the plot
It's
summary?
a very quick
like...
one, so I can just read it real quick. You want me to?
Yeah. Okay, so you want to do the Gracie? Do you want to do the narration thing?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Thing.
And impenetrable defense. So it's this text here.
Cool, awesome.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
You have to say impenetrable defense.
Let me zoom in.
It's contractually obligated to.
Whoa. What is it?
An impenetrable defense. That's what we say to get our voices right for the.
I see.
An impenetrable defense.
An impenetrable defense.
There you
Yeah,
go.
there you got it. You did it.
Yeah.
Yay, Mazel tov.
I'm a voice actor. Separatist attack. After the destruction of the Republic outpost on the Rishi Moon, General Grievous and Asajj Ventress plan an attack on the planet Camino, home of the cloning factories. Meanwhile, aboard a Jedi cruiser, Jedi Knights Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi examine an intercepted message from General Grievous.
Well done.
Yay.
Love it.
Yay!
All right, we're gonna fly
did it.
through this thing real quick. Let's do it. All right, so forewarned by the destruction of the Rishi station earlier in the Clone Wars, and a new intercepted transmission between Asajj Ventress and General Grievous, Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi traveled to Camino to warn Shaak Ti and Lama Su of an upcoming separatist attack. With clone troopers Captain Rex, Commander Cody, Broadside, Echo, Fives, and the 501st Legion. While Echo and Fives are walking down a hallway full of young clone cadets, remembering their own time as cadets, they run into 99. 99 welcomes them back, but is saddened to hear that Heavy, who gave him his medal, has not made it. Shortly, a separatist fleet arrives and a space battle ensues. Anakin leads the Republic Space Forces against the attackers, scoring several serious hits against the enemy, or so it seems. Suspicious, Obi-Wan travels underwater, where he discovers that the pieces of the debris falling into the Kaminoan Ocean are actually components for attack craft being assembled by AQ series battle droids. And I just want to say, the AQ series battle droids, those, you're not fooling me, those are Zerg bots. 100% those are Zerg
They do
bots.
look like the Zerg bots. Oh my god,
Those-
you're right.
They're absolutely, those are Zerg bots. Anyway, I couldn't take that line down. Those are Zerg bots. You're not fooling me, Star Wars. All right. So the droids discover and attack him, and Obi-Wan barely manages to get away astride an Awa. How do you say it, Grace? Awa? I'm gonna go with Awa.
That's how I said it.
Cool. In
Sure.
the Unlimited Content universe, that is canonically how you pronounce it now. Cool. All right.
Cool.
So the Finnish attack craft begin to assault Tipoca City, breaking through the walls and depositing their droid load inside, along with Grievous and Ventress. After a bit of bickering about which of them is superior to the other, the two leaders proceed to attack two key targets. Grievous is to attack the barracks to kill all the clones he can find there. After a short battle, Colt is the only clone guarding the DNA chamber. Before he can fight, Ventress force chokes him and impaled him with her lightsaber. Ventress heads for
And smooch.
yeah, and then the smoochy
That's when the
kiss.
smooch happens.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ventress heads for the main DNA storage to secure the prime DNA sample of the clone's template, Jango Fett. However, Obi-Wan has managed to get back and recall Anakin to the city. While Obi-Wan faces off against Grievous, Anakin engages Ventress in combat. Grievous escapes when a Trident unit crushes the platform they're on. Obi-Wan seemingly falls to his death, but is saved again by an Awa. With the aid of a clone trooper platoon, Anakin secures the DNA sample from Ventress, but she manages to hop onto Grievous's escape pod and get away. Meanwhile, Fives and Echo destroy attacking Aqua droids from a sniping position, where they are soon joined by 99, bringing them ammunition and a group of lost youngsters. They retreat to the barracks, where Cody and Rex also appear. Although their chances do not look good, Fives and Echo succeed in raising the morale of the young cadets, and 99 shows them a way to a nearby armory where they re-equip themselves. A platoon of battle droids soon attack the barracks, and by having the cadets strike from ambush, the troopers succeed in destroying all their attackers, but 99 is killed as he tries to get more ammunition for his brothers. After the battle, Cody, Rex, Echo, and Fives mourn 99's death and honor him as a true soldier. Soon afterward, both Echo and Fives are promoted to ARC troopers for their initiative and bravery. End of the episode.
Yay!
Yippee!
This episode has everything.
It is.
It's so good. Okay.
It's the perfect Clone Wars episode.
It's so good. It's so good. It's so like, so yeah, we get like an awesome premise of like, the Separatists are coming to attack the clone homeworld, and Cody and Rex are like, we're gonna go defend our homeworld. They're gonna have to get through us. And so, like, we get this epic moment of, like, yeah, they're going back home to defend their home. And then we get reunited with a character that we all love, 99, and also Echo and Fives, who are characters that we love as well. And they have that reunion, and then we get, like, this episode it's got space battles, it's got Anakin doing, not Anakin, Obi-Wan doing stuff underwater and riding weird animals, and it's got cool squid underwater ships, and it's got 2 lightsaber battles going on simultaneously. One between Anakin and Asajj Ventress, and one between Obi-Wan and Grievous. It's got Grievous running away, which is, always
so much fun.
Great.
So much fun.
we get, like, it's just, I don't know. We get like that cool moment of, like Rex and Echo and Fives and Cody, like, kind of boosting the kids' morale, like the young cadets, and all of them work together to fight off the droids and protect their home. And there's that cool moment when, like, all of the young cadets are, like, hiding in their, like, bed chambers, and then they like one of the clones signals to them, and they, like, come out and they all, like, start blasting, like they, like, ambush from their little bed compartments. That was
awesome.
Cool.
It was awesome.
Yeah, and this episode just really just had and then, of course, we got like, 99's noble sacrifice, which is a very sad but just, like, noble and epic moment, and then at the end we get this happy ending of Fives and Echo are ARC troopers now, and it really does have everything, right? It's so fun. It's so good.
Yes.
I think it really says something about the storytelling of this episode, that, like, even as somebody who I had no idea who any of these people were.
Yeah.
But I was still sad when 99 died, and I was still happy for Fives and Echo when they were promoted. So I just think that's neat.
That is cool. Yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed it, even though it was totally out of context for you. Yeah. It's a solid episode, and there's no wasted space in this episode. It feels like every scene, every shot, every moment has, like, a purpose to it, and it's always moving the plot forward. Yep. And it's like, this feels like they could have put this into, like, a 3-episode arc. Oh, yeah. But they chose to put it in 1 episode, and it still was, like, effectively told and didn't feel rushed, and it was fun and cool. It was just great.
Also, I feel like the action sequences and the writing and the drama were on par with the movies. Like, it was, like, really, really good.
Yeah, it was solid.
Yeah, it was, like, one of the better written and better executed, and just, it had all the right stuff. I don't know what that stuff is, but it had it. It was good. I liked it.
It had the juice.
Yeah, they had Mike's secret stuff.
They had the secret ingredient for the Krabby Patty.
Oh, man.
Secret sauce.
Delicious. Yep. I just love this episode. It was so good. It was so fun.
Yeah. Max, what was your favorite part of the episode?
Yeah, Max.
I like the secret special guests. They were really cool. Yes, the guests are, like, arrived out of nowhere.
Yes.
I don't think we're talking about the same thing.
No, Max just said that his favorite part about this Clone Wars episode was him showing up in the podcast about it. So Max
you know what?
I respect it. I like it.
Yeah.
It's good.
I say that's a power move. Oh, yeah. I respect it.
What about you, Gracie? What was your favorite part of this episode? And not the podcast episode, but the Star Wars, the Clone Wars episode.
I really like the squid subs.
Yeah, the squid subs are very good.
Yes.
They're very good, yes.
I got excited whenever they were on screen.
I understand.
And I'm like, look at those things. They're so weird.
Max, you probably don't know this unless you, like, saw it on the Wikipedia article or something, but, like, these squid sub things, they're underwater, but then they, like, jump up out of the water onto these buildings, and they, like, drill their way into the building and, like, unleash droids into the building. Like that. So they're like,
that's so cool.
It's a really cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah, that's cool. Sam, what about you? What was your favorite part of this episode?
Surprise 99. I just, like, wasn't expecting to see 99 in this episode, and I was very happy to see 99, but then it's very sad that he died. But, like, it was also, like, the most heroic, and, like, I don't know, it was just really, really, like, 99 was my favorite part of this episode.
Yeah, reasonable. I feel like my favorite moment of the episode, like, I mean, this episode had so many great scenes, so many great moments. I think my favorite part, though, was like when the young clone cadets and Cody and Rex and Fives and Echo and 99 are all in like their barracks together, and they're like, we're, you know, the cadets are like, we're just cadets, we're surrounded, how are we gonna, they're gonna kill us all, what are we gonna do? And then like they have that moment of like Fives and Echo are like, what are you talking about? We're all brothers. It's in your blood. We're, you know, it's this kind of rousing like moment of, no, we can do this, and they all like team up, and it's just, I don't know. I love that sort of moment of like, no, we're gonna fight against the odds, and we're gonna win because we're brothers.
Yes.
Like, yeah, I love that moment. Yeah. Let's see. MVP. I mean, it's 99, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's absolutely 99. Yeah. As much as like I feel like every character in this episode gets something cool to do, you know, like which is impressive, because like there are a lot of episodes where it's like, you know, Anakin is like off on, you know, kind of on the sidelines doing some other stuff, and he's not like really interesting or impressive, but like every single major character in this episode gets something interesting or cool to do.
Oh yeah,
and that's awesome.
It was great.
So like there are plenty of characters where it's like they in another episode they could have been MVP for doing this stuff, but like it's got to be 99, you know.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He's the best clone, and he made the ultimate sacrifice, and he was honestly also integral in like helping like save those kids, and in he knew his way around the place better than anybody else, and he
they wouldn't have
the armory, and he got,
they would have like Asajj and Grievous would have won if it hadn't been for like what 99 stepped up and did.
Yeah. So
he's also just the sweetest.
He is the sweetest.
Big fan.
He's a good boy, that 99.
But is he nature sweet?
I think
no, that's Max.
Oh, I was gonna give it to him, but that's not really my title to bestow. So
Max just looks at the camera and just goes,
"That's more."
Nah,
shakes his head now. No, can't handle it. Can't be nature sweet like me. So MVP definitely 99. Stats: main character kills. So Asajj kills at least one clone. So we'll say that.
Yeah,
because
it's kind of
the kiss kill.
Yeah, and then that's our only like main character kill, I think, that's confirmed.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that. Lost limbs. Nobody lost any limbs. I don't think Grievous even lost any limbs.
No,
this
he
time,
usually
which
does.
Is unusual.
Yeah.
Usually he gets one of his arms sliced off or something, but no, he just got Obi-Wan just force shoved him against the wall.
Yeah.
And he like ran away.
Yeah.
And then Wilhelm screams. I didn't hear any.
I didn't hear any either.
Yeah. All right. More Star Wars is better Star Wars. How does this episode make the movies and the rest of Star Wars better? Sam, do you want to start?
I think it really gives us a good insight into just like the Brotherhood of the Clones and like what makes them tick. Like what is like the fire in their eye, the spark in their spirit. Like what is it? And then like we get to see like glimpses of that. Their brotherhood, their loyalty to each other. Like they're like, we are built for this moment. Like this is what we're here for. Like we get to see them like at their proudest, at their strongest, and at their most endearing. Yeah.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I felt like it was cool that like at the very beginning of the episode, Rex goes like, "This is personal for us clones," and which is interesting because like this is the one thing that could be personal for them because they have so little in terms of like individuality or in terms of like their, you know, they don't own really anything in the world, but they do all share this one experience of being raised in this home. Yeah, and they have each other and they have their home, and that's you know what they are able to identify with. And
beyond that, they have like their armor, their haircut, and their tattoos is like all they have. Beyond that, yeah. I love the like. We got like in past episodes. There were episodes where we kind of established this idea of their brotherhood and how important it is to them. But like they kind of have to get to that point. And I feel like in this episode we got like the example of this is like them at their best. Yeah. Like, you know, this is like, you know, we've established like, you know, they've learned their lessons about brotherhood and about protecting each other and you know, being good soldiers and what that means to be
part of, you know, a family as clones. And then this episode, we got to see, like, the best version of that. We got to see the fruits of that, you know, which is cool.
This is a very fitting episode to have, to talk about with siblings.
Yeah,
I agree.
On the episode.
I agree.
We're brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Yes, it's in our blood. Podcasting is in our blood.
Oh man,
we were raised for this. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely agree by that. And then, yeah, I don't know. Just I always appreciate good lightsaber fights.
Yes.
And yeah, it's also interesting, like, watching this episode, knowing, like, after having watched the Bad Batch, because, you know, we now know, like, we've seen the destruction of Topoka City. We've seen them actually succeed at it now, at, like, the loss of the home.
Right. Because in this episode they kind of try to do what they succeed in like season 1 of the Bad Batch. Was season 1 or season 2? It was Bad Batch. I don't remember.
I think it's 2. Yeah, it is Bad Batch. I think it's season 2, but I could be wrong. Yeah. But yeah, so it was definitely like, yeah, with that context, it feels a little, like, more bittersweet, but also, you know, it's also a little bit like, you know, we get to see Topoka City and Camino being saved. You know, we know that it you know, it dies eventually, but at least it lives to see another day now.
Yeah.
You know, it's nice.
Yeah, and this is a great episode to watch this weekend, because on Wednesday we get the 3-part season premiere of the final season of the Bad Batch.
Oh gosh, it's happening that soon? Oh my gosh.
Wednesday.
I forgot.
Wednesday.
Oh!
It is Sunday right now, so in 3 days we get the first 3 episodes of Bad Batch.
I'm so
season 3.
excited. I'm so excited.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Bad Batch. I love it so much.
It's very, very good.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Max, what was your favorite part of this?
You already made
We already asked you that.
Yeah.
Right.
We already did that bit. Come on.
Yeah. Well, we don't have a listener mailbag or anything this week, do we, Sam? No.
We have guests.
Well,
it's way better.
Yeah, we do have guests. If you'd like to join in the discussion, though, listener, leave a voicemail at 512-850-6653, and we might feature your comments, questions, or corrections on the podcast.
No one's tried to correct us yet. It's been, yeah.
That's true, yeah. I guess that just means we've been flawless so far, right?
The math is
That's
mathing.
it.
So.
The math is mathing.
The math is mathing.
The Max is maxing.
The Max is also maxing.
Yeah,
That's true.
it is.
I love that we got a surprise mid-episode special guest. What an amazing moment! What a moment for the history books of unlimited content.
I was like,
love that.
I was a little worried that, like, because I didn't want to, like, step on Grace's, like, this is your guest, you're the guest of the episode, Grace. But I was like, but if there's anyone I can, like, dump in the episode and, like, Grace be totally fine with it, it's Max.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Max is wonderful. We love Max.
He's nature sweet.
It is.
You said that maybe
every
like
single
half
time.
a dozen times now.
I'm going to say every single time we mention Max is good, he's nature sweet.
That was my joke, but it's grown beyond me now, and I like that.
Yeah.
I like that it's
The joke is like, it's a family bit
True.
now.
yes,
Not just
like nature.
What?
Well, all right. You guys have anything else you want to say to the lovely people at home before we are done with this episode of Unlimited Content?
All 3 of our listeners, 2 of whom are our parents. Just kidding. We have more than that.
Hey,
We have more than that.
We have an average of like 12 listeners.
Nice! That's
Nice.
double what we used to have.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah. Let me look real quick. Actually, I can pull up
Stats.
I've got paid. So, let's see. We have 27 followers on Spotify. On average, we have 9 plays per episode.
Sweet.
So that's something. 862 plays all time so far. 3 people have listened in the last week. And yeah, but there we are. It's not for the numbers, it's for the friendship.
But
And
it is kind of fun to watch the numbers, like, very slowly trickle up. It's nice.
Yeah, it's like yeah.
I don't know if it's just, like, the accumulation of episodes and just the same people listening. But
You know what? It counts. It's good.
I'll
It
take
works.
You know,
I'll take it.
the real podcast is the friends we made along the way. So.
Exactly.
Very true. Very, very true.
Thank you, Max.
Max gets it.
Yes, he understands. Max understands the core ethos of this podcast.
Indeed, he does. It is an excuse to hang out more.
Yes.
So,
Very true.
all right. Well, I think the next we've got some other guests that we were hoping to get at some point this year. Definitely, I definitely think we should get more guests on.
Oh yeah.
I want to get Mom on at some point.
Yeah, Mom.
She's the one like immediate member of our family that we haven't had a solo like guest spot for. So
yeah,
should have to get Mom on here at some point. All right, thank you for joining us, everybody. Join us next time when we will be talking about the Clone Wars Season 3, Episode 4, Sphere of Influence.
Ooh.
And in the meantime, go watch The Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Get hyped.
Yeah.
I mean, it's by the time this episode comes out, there will be several episodes out already. But whatever.
It's gonna be a long season of Bad Batch. So there's like,
it's true.
It's going all the way to like I think May the 4th week. So
Nice.
yeah.
All right. Thank you for joining us, Gracie. It's a delight to have you hanging out and to finally have you on the podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you for unceremoniously crashing our podcast, Max.
Unceremoniously?
Yeah.
You just showed up.
Very ceremonious.
Yeah. Jack, I do want to warn you, Max now has like administrative privileges on like just this private voice channel, so he could crash any podcast at any time if he sees that we're on here. I gave Max that power.
Okay. Well, anyway.
You can leave if you want to. I'm too lazy, but I like to live.
No, it's
I
fine.
like to live in constant fear that maybe, just maybe, Max will jump on the podcast.
Constant fear. Yes, Max, he terrified of me. The thought of him showing up in a podcast at any moment. Yeah, I love you all. This has been delightful and great, and I'm so glad we got to hang out virtually and
physically.
And physically. Yeah, Gracie and I.
Hello.
We can touch. We can do it. Sam's touching his own face. Max is touching his own face.
Whoa.
They're corporeal.
we do exist.
Possibly. Who knows?
They do exist.
Maybe this is all simulation.
They do exist.
Well, anyway, don't despise. May the force be with you all. Cut the chatter.
Bye,
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
I
Get here, Craig.
would hate you, Craig.
All right, cut the chatter. Roger, Roger.